Hey Simba, just doing a little no trips today, so I thought I'd do something kind of productive and tie some flies for to take down to the fly shop to sell or let them sell. Just gonna tie a bunch of black and purple, basically the same, pretty much the same two colors, the ones that we were catching them on this past week really well on some charters I had. Dogs are barking out. That's all right. So just gonna grab some deer tail right here, y'all. Some purple deer tail. Cut off a chunk. Purple deer tail. So I got a chunk of purple deer tail right here. Take and lay that over. I'm gonna get some loose wraps to kind of get it started on there. And go back and wrap it tight. So y'all can see it better. Alright. And throw some black and purple. Some black and purple shiny on there, y'all. Some flash is what it's called, but alright, so I just grab several strands, not really several, 3 or 4 strands of the black and purple. Cut it off. Stick it up under the thread right there. Get a couple of wraps on it to get it started. And then I'm going to pull it down parallel with the rest of the tail right here. We were using this fly, these flies this past weekend, y'all. Pretty much caught most of our fish on this black and purple fly down here in Louisiana. I'm just going to tie a bunch of them up, take them to the fly shop. When I was in there the other day, they said they need to fill all their fly bins up. I was like, alright. Now we're going to throw some gold on here, do the same thing we just did, except we're put some gold on there also. Just getting it started. And pull it down parallel like that. What's up, Shamanda? Alright, now we got some purple and some gold shiny on the hiney right there. Then we're going to take some crazy legs. And I want if you notice there's chartreuse and purple, I want to have the chartreuse tips showing. So I'm going to break off 2 of these right here. I'm going to double it over like that. Lay that on top of a fly. Get some wraps on it to get it started. And go ahead and cut off these 2 pieces here. And then right here where it's doubled over, I'm just going to hold this up like that, and cut off that little part. You go ahead and wrap it on there better. So just a little more action on there, y'all. Alright. Now we'll grab some purple body right here. This is a 1.5 inch minnow head brush. There's a wire. If y'all have never seen this, there's a wire that runs down through the middle of it. Just going to take, I'm going to need a couple of inches of it. That's going to leave me a little bit of scrap, but I can probably use it later. So just cut off a couple of inches of it like that. Lay it on the fly. Get it started with some wraps. I'm just going to lay that thread right there kind of over my fly, and I'm going to start wrapping this while keeping the material kind of pushed backwards, wrapping from the back of the fly towards the front. I'm just going to take cut off a little bit of extra hair right there. Let me tell y'all, this past week, one of my clients, he fished with me for 2 days. We smoked him on, or he did. He smoked him on this fly right here, y'all. I think it was his first time fishing for redfish on a fly, so the first day I think we caught about 8. You know, first day is kind of a learning curve, so I think he caught 8 the first day. Second day he had 13 on fly the second day. And we could have kept probably catching more, but a storm came up. And it was getting kind of late anyway, but a storm blew in, so we had to leave. I do not play around with lightning when I'm out there on the water, y'all. Alright, now we're going to take some crack wrap right here, some black crack wrap. Take a couple inches of it. Grab a hold to the end of it here. We're going to get it started on the fly. Just like we did the other. So we're just starting the black crack wrap right here. And now we're going to wrap it around. Just going to take and clip on to my crack wrap with my clippers. I'm going to wrap it while keeping the material pushed back towards the back as good as possible. That'll be good enough. Let's go ahead and wrap that up. Since we're going to take these to the fly shop, you know, make them look a little bit fancier, even though it don't matter to the fish at all. Alright, put some wraps around right here. We'll tie it off, trim it up a little bit, make it look cool. Let's tie this thing off, and then we'll be about done with this fly. Alright. Now we're just going to clean up some of these little strings, y'all. I'm going to trim back a little bit of the crack wrap. We gotta throw some glue on the eyes right here. So we're gonna throw a little bit of glue. Hit that with ultraviolet light. Now we'll just I'll probably trim back a little bit of that black off there, just to clean it up a little bit. Alright y'all, very simple little redfish fly right there, black and purple. Like I said, we caught I had a client last week, I think we caught 8 on it the first day. I think we might have used another fly. Let's see, we caught anyway 7 or 8 on it the first day, and we had 13 the second day, and I think 12 of them were on this fly, I think. Alright y'all, we got one down. Let's knock out some more, because like I said, just doing a bunch for the fly shop. So it may be kind of boring with me tying the same fly over and over, y'all, but I'm actually going to do 2 different versions, but I'm going to do a few more of these. We are doing the same color next, y'all, same thing, because we're just tying a bunch for the fly shop, so you got to have a bunch of the same thing for people to buy. So just starting off, throwing a little bit of thread right there for a base. And I'm gonna grab a purple lead eye right here. I lay that on top of the hook. I get a couple of wraps in one direction to kind of hold it, and then we're going to get some wraps in the opposite direction to kind of straighten it up, to get it lined up the way we want it, because you kind of want it 90 degrees on the eye, you know, on the hook. And once we get it, that's pretty good. Once we get it, we're just going to go over the hook, over the eye and under the hook in one direction, and then over the eye and under the hook in the other direction. No set amount, y'all. I don't have a set amount of these. I do a bunch. And it's pretty tight right there. So now we're going to go under the eye and over the hook with some little helicopter wraps to cinch those down. That's pretty tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and run a thread base. Come on, focus in, buddy. Now I'm going to go ahead and run a thread base the rest of the way down the hook. Now I'm going to throw some glue over the thread on those eyes right there. And hit that with ultraviolet light. That glue dries with ultraviolet light, y'all, so we just throw some glue on there. Throw some light on that glue and dry it up. Alright, now we're going to grab a deer tail. Have a purple deer tail right here. I'm going to take a chunk of purple deer tail, like so, cut it off. So got my chunk of purple deer tail and materials flying all around the place and get me in the nose. I'm gonna lay that on the fly. I'm gonna get some loose wraps at first. And then go back and wrap it up tight. Like so. Okay. Now we're going to throw some purple and gold shiny honey on it. So I'm going to take some purple flashing right here. Grab a few strands of that. Cut that off. Wrap that under the thread right here. Pull it up out of the way. And go ahead and get a couple wraps in it to hold it in place. And then pull it down parallel with the fly right here. And get some more wraps. So I'm just throwing a little bit of purple shiny right there, y'all. Alright, now we're going to take some gold flashing and do the same exact thing. A couple longer strands right there, we'll cut those off. Pull that up. Pull these down to the side. Wrap them on there. And we got some gold flashing with the purple flashing on the tail. Alright. Now we're going to take our crazy legs right here. Crazy legs. I'm going to pull 2 of them off. Take our crazy legs. I'm going to fold these over like that, because I want the chartreuse showing. Put those on top of the fly right here and get some wraps around them. Get them started. Cut off that. And since we want the chartreuse showing, I'm going to hold these up like this, y'all. Come up like that. them up on there better. Alright. So now we just got some crazy legs with our tail and stuff going on there. Alright. I'm gonna grab some purple minnow head brush. Need about 2 inches of it. So I got some purple minnow head brush right here. And all these little fibers hanging off of it. Get it started. Kind of hang that up out of the way. I'll go ahead and just put my things in there to make it a little bit easier for me to spin. And then I'm going to spin this and keep this minnow head brush pushed back to the back while I'm putting this on there. That right there is about good enough. Just kind of brushing that back. Alright, grab some crack wrap. I found the end of my crack wrap. And just grab a couple of inches of crack wrap here. Lay that on there and get it started. I'm gonna wrap the crack wrap around there, y'all. Yeah, man, I've got stuff on my website, but they're mostly saltwater flies, and I mean, you can use them for whatever, but I've got stuff on my website. You ought to come down here in Louisiana, man, get on some of these big redfish. It is the time of year, fall and winter is the best time down here. People come from all over the world down here in the fall and winter to fish for redfish. I'm just tying the flies. These are just to take up to the fly shop. When I was in there, he said he needed to fill a bunch of fly bins, and this is just the fly that my clients were catching them on this past weekend. We pretty much threw the same fly just about all weekend. Black and purple. Come on. Stay focused, buddy. Stay focused. Come on. There you go. Stay focused. There it is. Alright, let's tie this one off and then we'll trim it up and stuff, add glue to it. Alright, we're going to throw some glue over that thread right there to keep the knots from coming undone. Keep that thread protected. And then we will trim it up a little bit and do another one. This right here, ultraviolet light, it just dries that glue up. Now I'm just going to take and trim off any little pieces of thread. It don't matter to the fish, they're going to eat it either way. And I'm also going to take and trim some of this black down. I just don't need it as much of that on there. I just kind of go around the edges and trim it back. But yeah, my clients were throwing this past week, and it was their first time fishing for redfish down here. They caught 8 the first day, and I think 13 the second day. And most all of them are on this fly right here. Very simple, just black and purple. That's pretty much it right there, y'all. Purple deer tail on there with some gold and purple flashing. There's some crazy legs on there. 1.5 inch purple or misty, whatever they call it, purple mist minnow head brush, and then some like a black color crack wrap around the front. That is pretty much it. Very simple. Very simple fly, y'all. Alright, we'll change it up just a little bit. I mean, not very much. but we'll change it up just a little bit. This time I'm going to do more of a, this one's going to basically be just about the same thing, except it's going to have the purple tail with a black body on it. Alright, and grab a hook wherever I laid them at. There they are. I tried to pull out just the material that I was using because I didn't want to have stuff laying everywhere. Alright. So we'll go to Umpqua. Three-aught hook. Again, just get some wraps just below the eye to have a base for your lead eye to sit on. I'm gonna go with a different eye. I was gonna go with that color, but I'm gonna go with something else. So on this right here, I've only got a few of these left, but they're a little black. Well, they're large size, but they're black lead eyes with chartreuse eyes. We're going to go with that, since the body of this one's going to be black. A few wraps to get it on there started. And this is a large size eye, so this fly is going to drop a lot faster, which is actually what you wanted to do a lot of times, unless you're fishing somewhere with a lot of grass or something that the fly can go down and get tangled up in. You kind of want it to get down pretty quick, at least down here for these redfish, and get in front of those fish's faces as fast as possible. You want to put that fly there, pull it by their face, and let them eat it. And it's usually just that simple, y'all. Usually if it goes in front of them, they're going to eat it up pretty quick. Alright, just doing a few more cross wraps. Alright, now we're going to take just some helicopter wraps, go up under it. Get some wraps down the hook. Alright, come on, focus right here. Yay, we got 3 people watching. Alright. That's fine, I gotta do it either way, whether I got anybody watching. Alright, let's go ahead and put some light on that glue right there over these eyes. Grab purple deer tail. Purple deer tail. Cut a chunk. Get some loose wraps on there. And go ahead and wrap it up tighter. Grab some purple. Purple in there, and grab some gold right here. This fly right here is a little bit simpler. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but a little simpler. There's like one less ingredient on this one. Alright. Got some crazy legs. Again, just need 2 of them. Take them, double them over. Lay them on there. Okay, now we're going to grab some black minnow head brush. This fly is a little bit simpler than the last one, so we're not putting any crack wrap around the front. We're just going to throw some minnow head brush around it. So I've got 1.5 inch. It's like a black, I can't remember exactly what it's called. What's it called? This might not be the right color. Yeah, that's the right color. Misty black is what it's called. Just take and get that started. Oh, my thread broke. Happens, y'all. So for that, just take this little thing and stick it back down through there. And put my thread through there. I can see to do it. And pull it up through. That's all it is to it. You're ready to roll again. If your thread breaks like that, just basically just start rewrapping it. It's not going to hurt anything. You put enough wraps on there, it's going to stay. So I just do some wraps and then kind of wrap it over itself. To make it stay. Not a big deal at all. This one right here, y'all, I'm not putting any crack wrap on this one. This one's a very simple fly, but it works. All right. Cut that little bit of thread off. Now we're going to throw some glue around the eye, brush that out a little bit, and that's pretty much the end of that fly, y'all. Hit it with ultraviolet light. Oh, hold on. Thought I saw a little. I might have went over my eye with the glue. Yeah, I did. Not a big deal. You just pop it out of there. So this one's just very simple. One little ingredient less than the other fly over time. Very simple, black and purple. So basically all just a purple deer tail right here off the back, some purple and gold flashing, some purple and chartreuse crazy legs right here, and then some black or misty black 1.5 inch metal head brush right there. Very simple fly, nothing to it. The fish will eat it up. Let's do another one of those. Alright, just doing some cross wraps. Helicopter wrap. And run it down the thread. Run the thread down the hook. Alright. Throw some glue over right here. that with ultraviolet light. Alright, purple deer tail. Grab a chunk of it. Alright. Grab some purple shiny honey. Purple shiny on there. We'll grab some gold, do the same thing. It might be a little bit too much gold, but whatever, it'll be fine. Gold on there, let's throw some crazy legs on there. black minnow head brush. Just need a couple of inches. Lay that over. Clip this on. Tie this off. Throw some glue around the thread. Alright y'all, very simple 3/0 Uncle Hook. Come on, focus in buddy. 3/0 Uncle Hook, purple deer tail, some purple and gold shiny, some flashing right there, some crazy legs, and some 1.5" misty black minnow head brush. Super simple, nothing to it. Alright y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with a video and then that'll be that. Thank y'all for watching. He'll eat it.
Yeah.
Look at them all move up there.
That's two that I've got to watch. Yeah, that is awesome.
I think there's more right up in there, man.
Oh yeah. I'll be over by the birds.
Look at it, right there at 12 o'clock. What a good trip y'all had, man.